Hey YouTube, I thought I'd make a video since it's been a few days. Actually, I think when I looked online it says 2 weeks since last video upload. I apologize. We did go and pick up the 4.8 block from the machine shop. The cross hatching looks absolutely perfect in the cylinders. Somehow ended up with what the machine shop was saying, a perfect plateau texture. I said, well, that was pure luck because I was just trying to clean up the cylinders and get a decent enough texture for the rings to seat. But he seemed pretty impressed with the way it turned out, and I said, well, that's kind of cool because I did it with a wore out flex hone. So anyway, he had a little bit of trouble getting the new cam bearings drove in the block. He said they drove in really hard, and as you know, when I called him, he had mentioned, oh, these heavy duty high performance cam bearings were really tough to drive in, so make sure you test fit your cam before you do final assembly, because we might need to do a scraping on one or more of the bearings. I was like, oh, okay. So when Richard and I went to pick up the block, I thought, well, I'll just grab one of them LQ4 cams, take down there, and we'll just do a little test fit. Cam went in perfectly until it got to the very last number 5 cam bearing right here in the back. I don't think you'll be able to see it too much, but basically at the very top inside lip, we had to take just, I think he used, looked to me like just a machinist little square, and just did a little scraping to clean up that inside ridge of that number 5 cam bearing, and then the cam went in perfect. So easy fix, got it done by the actual machinist while we were there, and was able to bring the block home, get it mounted back on the engine stand. Now, it's my personal policy, I don't care what machine shop I take my parts to. I always personally give my blocks, heads, cranks, I don't care what it is, I always do my own personal final wash, because no one's going to do a better job of washing before final assembly than you will do yourself. So take that as a word of advice. Scrub your cylinders until you can run a clean, lint-free rag through the cylinders and get absolutely no discoloration or debris. If you have the long bottle brushes, brush out your lifter galleys, lifter bores. I mean, clean it, because cleanliness is absolutely important when you're assembling the engine for the final time. Like I said, this thing will be final washed before I start doing the assembly. When I do wash my parts, I will wash and brush out my crank, all the throws and all the oil passages on the crankshaft. Same thing. Don't trust even blowing it out with air. Run a bottle brush of some kind through every one of those oil holes, because you would be amazed what a little piece of metal stuck in one of them oil passages on a rod journal can do to a rod bearing really fast. Ask me how I know, because I've had that happen to me one time, and I swore I'd never have that happen again. So anyway, I wanted to do a real quick video, kind of give you an update on where we're at on the 4.8 build. I'm still collecting parts because I'm now trying. Originally, I wanted to run a slightly different cam than the LQ4 cam, and I don't want to change the build drastically, but originally I wanted an 01 LS1 Corvette cam, because it's just a hair, just a hair bigger than the LQ4 6-liter cam at 50 thousandths. but it has a true 500 lift. And in my mind, I thought, well, if I could go close to just a 500 lift on this engine, I could have decent head flow, you know, on the lift and maintain a little bit of a fuel efficiency factor for cruising. So I'd fought with the idea of adding 1.8 rockers to that LQ4 6-liter cam to get my lift up close to 500, but it just wasn't cost effective. Like, it wasn't within my budget to try to do so. So I made a little bid on a cam, and I think it's going to work out. If it don't, then I'll just stick with the cam I have, which is an LQ4, which is also the 2002 LS1 Camaro and Trans Am cam. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I'll get some more information posted up here as soon as possible.